ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. So, seeking your blessings, with your blessings, with your divine blessings and prayers, pray that I first become the first listener of this message of Srimad Bhagavatam. Pray that one day by your blessings I can embody the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, the message of Mahaprabhu, and the Krishna Bhavnamrit what Mahaprabhu has come to give us. Never ever any other incarnation of Krishna, and Krishna himself also, uh, Krishna himself also could not freely bestow this Krishna prem, freely give out this Krishna prem, and never ever any other incarnations of Krishna, and expansion or incarnation, and what to speak of. This partial incarnation or Saktavesh avatar or any other such sort of thing that Mahaprabhu is giving us. Krishna Prem. Mahaprabhu na Radha Krishna are nahi anya. So pray that with your divine blessings one day we understand the mood, the mission, the message of Mahaprabhu, uh, align ourselves in that mood mission of Mahaprabhu. Pray for the internal mercy of Mahaprabhu. See, Mahaprabhu appeared for, we understand ना, for various reasons. One is external reasons to संसार को दिखाने के लिए, वो तो ठीक है बाहर की है, to show to the world, okay, externally this. Krishna also says na, in Bhagavad Gita, paritaranaaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Okay, that is good. Lok riti, lok lajja. So that is good for societal, in societal sense, very appreciative, and undoubtedly it is transcendental, everything. But predominantly, Mahaprabhu appeared for the internal reason, na? And that we pray that one day we attract that internal mercy of Mahaprabhu, that internal kripa of Mahaprabhu altogether. And with these teachings, with this understanding, with this mood of what Braj Bhakti, Navdeep Bhakti Mahaprabhu has come to give us, in Anugatya Bhav, that that has to be always in our forefront. We can never miss out on that. Otherwise, we won't really relish or get the true message, the hidden, the core, the sublime message of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, with this prayer, say we continue our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, and specifically first canto, chapter 7, chapter entitled The Son of Drona Punished. We'll try to see that and try to get some understanding. Overall, 12 cantos in Srimad Bhagavatam spanned out across 335 chapters, 18,000 shlokas. And if we take Bhagavad Gita as well, 18 chapters, na 700 shlokas, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and overall Vedic literature and all. The summary, overview, the message, the prayojan, the purpose is one and one only, to develop pure attachment towards the Lordship. Hmm. That is the summary, that is the message of each and every chapter, each and every shloka also. To develop that loving sentiment towards Krishna and his devotees, towards Guru Gaurang. Uh, Develop that attachment, pure, unconditional, unmotivated, loving devotional service. And what is the message? The message for us is to become a pure devotee of Krishna. Nothing less, nothing short than becoming a pure devotee of Krishna. So, with this light understanding, we try to see this chapter again, seventh chapter of first canto, and previously we tried to understand a bit, so we read some shlokas, and very nice shlokas and very nice messages throughout. But perhaps today we will try to check more from the 10th verse, which is very popular, very deep, very renowned, very heart touching. So we see this. Sut उवाच आत्मरामश्च मुनयो निर्ग्रन्थेऽप्युरुक्रमे कुर्वन्ति अहेतुकीं भक्तिम् इत्थं भूतगुणो हरि. So the translation is like this. Sutta Goswami said, all different varieties of Atma Ramas, those who take pleasure in the Atma or spirit self, especially those established on the path of self realization, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls. वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपा बुधिर्य तमहं प्रपद्ये. मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणम्. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So beautiful again the chapter. And see, Srimad Bhagavatam is such a literature, such a text, na? It can keep us in loop. It does keep us in loop. This is Krishna consciousness, na? It will keep us in loop, or it keeps us in loop, in the sense, uh, what we day in day out we chant, and someone may say, "Wow, what this persons are saying, these spiritual persons and all, they talk to themselves." Devotees, someone who has not found his resolve or heart in Krishna consciousness, in the practice of Krishna consciousness, what will happen? Seeing devotees do japa, well, or these people, they talk to themselves. That also for 2 hours. 2 hours, and sometimes it is observed in temple settings and all, or when devotees go for japa walk, or in temple settings doing japa, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Hare. So once actually a sweet devotee was doing japa in a park, early morning time, on a Sunday early morning, and the neighbors and all, someone actually called the police that, please check him out, who is he, and he seems to be a bit, he's talking to himself. But this japana, so being point being that we devotees, we can, Krishna consciousness will put us in a loop. Hmm. But this sort of loop is transcendental loop, transcendental loop of happiness. In societal sense, again, we are put in loop. How? Puna puna charvita charvananam. That is the loop, na? Chewing the chewed. What new is there in society? What different are we doing as such in society? Na? All always same old, repeat. Hmm? Nothing new as such. Same old, repeat. People speak like this only, right? In society and all, we speak like this, no? But in Krishna consciousness also we do the same old, repeat. What? Wake up, chant Hare Krishna. Go to bed, chant Hare Krishna. Study Srimad Bhagavatam, deity worship, all these things and all. But such a relish. मच्चितमद्गत प्राण बोधयन्त परस्परं कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च. Krishna says na, in Bhagavad Gita 10:9 to Arjuna, Machita Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam. So this Paraspar Samvad, na, this Paraspar, this dialogue between devotees, when devotees congregate, come about and chant the holy names of Krishna, glorify Krishna, do Krishna Katha, then like pran, life comes about all together. And Krishna relishes so much. Tushyanti cha, ramanti cha. So that is this Krishna consciousness, and we see that in this chapter in itself we saw now what yasyam vai shruya manayam Krishne parama purushe bhaktir utpadyate pumsan shoka moha bhayapava. So in this society, we are living in a loop of what? Shok, Moh, and Bhay. This is the loop we live in the society, right? Of lamentation, Shok, Moh, illusion, na? Oh, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, I want this, craving. What is this thing? So intriguing, so exciting. Huh? Shok, Moh, and Bhay, fear. Fear of losing out, fear of missing out. One first, like illusion or this living in illusion. Oh, this is so beautiful and I don't have it. Then lamentation and then fear. So this is the loop. This is the societal loop. In Krishna consciousness also this loop exists. This loop persists in Krishna consciousness. Shok, Moh and Bhay. But the shok is transformed. It is transcendental altogether. It is a different level of shok. The shok, the lamentation of being in separation from devotee. Hmm? Ramanand Rai says now to Mahaprabhu in that samvad between Ramanand Rai and Mahaprabhu that the highest pain is in separation from devotee of Krishna. And we see when Vaishnava Acharyas and all disappear, when they enter into the Nitya Leela and all such pain, such separation. So, as practicing Krishna consciousness, this should be our shok, this should be our lamentation. We have to come to this lamentation what? That I am not becoming a devotee, that I am not becoming a pure devotee of Krishna. We are devotees. We do not deny. We have taken shelter of Vishnu. eh. Who is a devotee? Narayana Parasarvena, one who has taken shelter of Krishna. Mahatmanas tu mam partha devim prakriti mashrita. One who is sheltered, one who is taking shelter of the divine internal energy of Krishna. eh. Huh? So we are devotees. We cannot deny this. We chant Hare Krishna. We follow the regulative principles, and we do bhakti and all. But now our lamentation should be that we are not becoming pure devotee. So that should be the lamentation to become a pure devotee. And this should be illusion should be what? Moh, na? Shok, moh. Moh should be what? Moh ishta darshan bine. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says na, that we should be having this moh. Now, this moh is very interesting, isn't it? In sansar, in societal sense, people say this now what? Oh, sab moh maya. Mainly in India and outside of India as well, of say Indian origin, if I may say, or perhaps say Hindi speaking or something like that. So, sab moh maya, sab moh maya. But when it comes to defining moh maya, I think we find ourselves limitation of understanding, limitation of knowledge, limitation of words. Because of limitation of understanding and knowledge, then limitation of words or limitation to put it into some understandable manner, say. Now, if moh maya, but people themselves, we see in our friends family what they name their children Maya. Hmm? In our Vedic society, friends family, we see someone named as Maya and someone named as Mohit. Hmm? Why then? Huh? So this mohit what? To become mohit by the beauty of Krishna, to become illusioned by the beauty of Krishna. Huh? इत्थम भूत गुणो हरि वाह, गुण है ना भगवान के गुण गुणो हरि इत्थम भूत गुणो हरि such beautiful such marvelous such wonderful gun of Hari we should be illusioned by it. That is Atmaramascha munayo nirgranthe api urukrame kurvanti hetu kim bhaktim itham bhuta guno hari. So this should be our illusion that not getting darshan of Krishna. Hmm? We all should pray that during daytime we should have darshan of Krishna, we should have darshan of devotees, darshan of Srimad Bhagavatam, Harinam and all, and going to bed also, darshan of Krishna. That should become our mode, that everything else I'm saturated in life. ठीक है, everything saturated, Baba. Uh, I never knew a place like, say, just for saying, I don't know, I never knew like a place like Birmingham existed, say. And now somehow, okay, I've come to Birmingham. Oh, wow, big Birmingham, big buildings, big offices, whatnot, and all everything. Now, what is left for us to see in this world? Nothing. Hmm. Been through everywhere. That we have to come to this realization that the only thing pending in for me in life is to become a pure devotee of Krishna, to have darshan of Krishna. Huh? To give joy to Krishna, direct, more internal, more intimate, that thing. So that should be our hankering, our lamentation, our illusion, say. And fear of losing Krishna consciousness, fear of losing devotee association. So much we should value, we should crave that this fear. We carry fear, na? What? Imagine we are going to train station and if we have a train to catch for some personal this office meeting, family meeting and all or whatever. We have paid money and we are running late. Say, even if we feel that okay, I just have a 2 minute window or 5 minute window to catch the train, we'll be so fearful, right? And at that, fear is such a great emotion. Fear is a amazing emotion. This very fear, if understood, can let us attain Krishna, can give us Krishna. Krishna says not to Arjuna, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshashyami Masucha. He says, na, do not worry, do not fear. Huh? And what that fear? Fear is such a wonderful emotion. We live in fear, no doubt. We live in fear. But if we have this, just this fear of losing out on Krishna consciousness, again, someone trying to catch a train has a 5 minute window. Someone trying to catch a bus or someone trying to catch a plane has a what 5 minute window. Now, wow, so many thoughts will come in our head, right? In that 5 minutes, what if road diversion? What if traffic lights? What if stairs or what if the barricade doesn't work, what if so many this, and mostly at that times we might be thinking more negative thoughts perhaps, or how do I navigate, how what things to do and all. Uh, at that point in time, will we ever, so this can be a question, at that point in time will we ever think of sense gratification? Hmm. We wouldn't. Although our conditioned nature is so much that point in time, going to the train station, say, and if we may see a sari shop, we may turn around looking into a sari. Maybe, you know, or if someone sees a computer video game shop or something, may turn around. But still, we wouldn't want to divert from the focus of catching the train, catching the plane. So this fear is such a great emotion. Likewise, when we are fearful of losing out of Krishna, when we value Krishna consciousness, then we'll try to safeguard, we'll protect ourselves from sense gratification. When we really understand, so this is why the internal mercy of Mahaprabhu has to be attracted, that has to be attracted without attracting, without calling out for that, na? Japa, there has to be some intensity and call in japa, na? Japa is a pukar, na, a call. So without really calling out on that, we won't feel that fear. And unless we are feeling that fear of losing out on Krishna consciousness, of missing out on Krishna consciousness, we cannot free ourselves from sense gratifications. And ittham bhuta gunohari. So atma ramascha munayo nirgranthe api urukrame kurvanti ahitukim bhaktim ittham bhuta gunohari. Now we see, again we checked a bit, right, that Mahaprabhu also in his samvad with his pure devotees, with his sweet loving devotees, uh, Mahaprabhu stressed a lot on this shloka, and we see various meanings given to each and every word, Atma Ramascha Muneyo, every single word. But ultimately, where does it stand out? Ultimately, what is the conclusion? We should be heavily driven by conclusion, attracted towards the conclusion. Sar. Intelligent person is one who captures the essence, who captures the sar. Na? Huh? What is the points, beating about the bush and not getting the message out of it? So ultimately, the message, this sloka or overall, is what? That develop unconditional, unmotivated love for Krishna. Take shelter of Krishna. Taking complete shelter of Krishna. Uh, Krishna is the supreme personality. God is a person. Krishna is a young, divine, completely spiritual, transcendental, youthful boy altogether. So that is the message that this conclusion should come about, and from different angles, different visions. Atma Ramas, what does Atma Ramas mean? Chamunayo, and Sanskrit, not such a scholarly, such wide, beautiful, lofty language. The usage of words in between, the usage of verbs and things in between, and all convey very hidden, deep meanings. It's a shame, yeah, it's a sheer shame that Sanskrit originating, say, from India or Vedic culture, what we currently call as political countries, say India or Bharat Bhumi, na more. So originating from there, but there's not much propagation or education of Sanskrit. So it should be brought about. Yes, there should be stress on Sanatan Dharma, Sanatan culture, and this Sanskrit study of Sanskrit. Of course, it will expand our horizon way all too much. So different word, different meanings for each of this word. Nirgrantha, pi urukrame. So we see now again the message being what? To render unalloyed loving devotional service unto Lord Shri Krishna. So Atma Ramascha Muneyo. Atma Ram, na? Atma Ram, one who is finding pleasure in the self, very much self-satisfied, self-pleasure. Those personalities. Nirgranthe api urukrame. Nirgrantha, like those who do not have any granthi. Granthi means bondage, na? So who are free from societal bondage. So there are many such spiritual practitioners, na? Jnani, Mani, Dhyani, Sammani. There are so many yogi, Sant, Mahatma, Sadhu, Baba, so many who are free from societal aspirations, and who have literally chodo ghar bar chalo haridwar, who have literally done it, say, who have left friend, family, society and all, and walked into forest, walked into the woods and all, into isolation, into detachment and all this. Hmm? And who are freeing themselves, or who have freed themselves from matter, matter absorption, matter identification, or sense gratification in that. So, and who are taking pleasure in the self, taking pleasure in the self, or some spiritual understanding, of course. Nirgranthi api urukrame. Kurvanti, but urukrame, this urukrame is very interesting. Na? Again, urukrame means vikrame, urukrame, this chivalrous activities of Lord Shri Krishna. Krishna has unlimited names. God has unlimited names, na? And some of the names are like based on his actions, karma. Yeah? Govardhan Dhari. Yeah? Giriraj Govardhandhari. So some names are based on the activities that Krishna performs. Huh? Putana Mokshan, like that. One who delivered Putna, one who liberated Putna. Huh? So this Nirgranthi Api Urukrame, huh? that although many spiritual practitioners could be free from sense gratification or understand that I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. There's much higher joy in relishing spiritual life, doing a good sadhana, practicing spirituality, and like that, waking up early in the morning, doing some meditation and all, and freeing from. And there are people when we go in Europe, America, and other places, and of course in India, Tibet, places, and in India, so many pilgrimage places, na Chitrakoot and other places, we will find they're living very close in isolation, close to the forest, cut off from society. And there are some sadhus, Kumbh Mela, when we see so many sadhus assemble, there are some sadhus, if you ask them, what is your name? They become a bit agitated. Yeah. They don't like. Why? Oh, why are you? They feel like, okay, I don't have a name. Huh? This is a mundane name. Everything, neti, everything like mundane material. So to get rid of this, to get rid of this, to get rid of this. So freeing themselves from all material designation. Huh? Mahaprabhu's teachings is what? That yes, of course, we want to free ourselves from all material designation, but soul needs ashray. Soul needs shelter. That is for sure. Soul needs shelter. So Mahaprabhu is giving us designation. What designation? Gopi Bharto Padakamalyor Das Das Anudas. Hmm. Mahaprabhu is saying also, na what? Sarva upadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam. Rishikena rishikesha bhaktir sevam uchyate uttam. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam. To free oneself from all upadi, all designations. We free ourselves from all designations, meaning all mundane material designations. Tat paratvena nirmalam. And we become free. Yes, in society we see now one who is freeing himself from this concept, I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. Wow. Great elevation. More than 75% of the problems, world problems and individual problems become free when I don't consider myself to be the body or when I don't associate myself with the body. Na? Naturally become free then, because body, this material identity, bodily identity is a source of misery. Then many want to free themselves from the mind also. I'm not this mind and all, and find relief. Yes, such a relief from mental problems, physical problems, when we consider ourselves not the body and all. But that real spiritual identity is still not captured. See, this not can never be a ultimate motivation in attaining Krishna. Not. That again, Mahaprabhu's teachings is what? Sat, Smartavya Satatam Vishnu. Smartavya Satatam Vishnu. Vismartavya na Jatuchit. Sarva Vidhi Nishedashur Etayor Eva Kinkaram. Smartavya na. This always remembering Krishna. Vismartavya na Jatuchit. Never forget Krishna. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Sarva Vidhi Nisheda Sure. All the rules, regulations, do's, don'ts, and everything. Etayoreva Kinkara, Kinkara Dasi, they are to follow this principle only. They are to satisfy the now my life, my whole life, the society and everything should be laid out like this only to fulfill this agenda, only and only this agenda, to always remember Krishna and to never forget Krishna. Now, this never forget Krishna can never be our ultimate motivation. We do not practice bhakti to forget Krishna. We never, our acharyas, Braj Bhakti in Mahaprabhu's teachings is never to practice bhakti like to keep Radha and Krishna in separation, although they are never in separation. But our mood is to unite the divine couple, to bring together the divine couple. Na? That is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And in order to facilitate that, there has to be separation. So, point being, this never or not can never be an ultimate motivation, never for Krishna. Likewise, I am not this body can never be an ultimate motivation in advancing further and further in Krishna consciousness. This is a very helpful platform to someone to come onto the ladder of Krishna consciousness. Very helpful, because in society we are so thrust, we are so bitten, we are so captured by bodily identity, heavily captured by bodily identity. So to shake that up, hey, you are not this body. That will be the first message. No? Krishna also shook up Arjuna by this first message only. Hey Arjuna, why are you not fighting? Why are you telling all this? Kutastva kashmalamidam. Kahan se ye? From where about have this mal, this dirty, this impurity has come in your head? Vishame samupastitam. Now, when everyone is assembled in this war, how come have you brought this impurity in your head? Huh? Anarya Justam Aswargam, Akirtim Karam Arjuna. You're talking like this, it is Anarya, not at all civilized. This does not increase your kirti and all. This will not let you attain heaven furthermore and on. So, to begin with, yes, Arjuna, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. To begin with, that is fine. But this not can never be our ultimate motivation. I'm not this body, I'm not this mind and all, can never be our ultimate motivation in attaining Krishna. So, likewise, Nirgrante, freeing from material designation is essential, it is imperative, but it can never be it is not the destination, it is not the goal, it is not the real thing. Hmm. Real thing is what? Gopi Bharta Padakamilur Das Dasanudas. That we have to capture, that we have to understand, that we have to come to this designation. Soul needs ashray. Soul needs shelter. Soul is sheltered by Krishna. That is what this shloka is helping us understand. Kurvanti ahetukim bhaktim. Itham bhuta guno hari. Kurvanti na to do. Kurvanti and to do something. Uh, and what sort of bhakti? Ahetukim bhakti. Unalloyed, not mixed, not adulterated, pure. See, bhakti in its pure sense is pure only, na? Can bhakti ever be impure? Holy name, Bhagwan ka naam, abhinna from Krishna, Harinam can ever be impure? No, bhakti is pure. But because we are so mixed up in different modes of consciousness, so ahetukim bhakti now we want to come about. Hmm? Vedi Bhakti is with rules and regulations. Now our acharyas want us, okay, now elevate, come to Raganuga Bhakti, Ragatmika Bhakti, that is Ahetuki Bhakti, further Ahetuki, deeper and deeper, inner and inner Ahetuki Bhakti. So that Kurvanti Ahetukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Gunohari. So this freeing from material designation is not the all in all, it's not the end of everything, no. That yes, oh, I'm a religious person. So what? What you're a religious person, so what? Okay. Huh? Give you a medal or what? No, no. So we don't do this bhakti to like come across as a religious person and all. We want to be lover of Krishna. Huh? That is the purpose, that is the intent. Yeah. So freedom from designations, okay. Atma Ramascha Muneyo Nirgrante Api Urukrame. But how this will come about again, the Urukrame? Hmm. When we hear, so Krishna says, na Janma Karma Chame Divyam. Evam Yuveti Tatvata. Tyakva Deham Punarjanma Neti Mameti So Arjuna. Janma Karma Chame Divyam. When we hear the Divyata, the transcendental nature of Krishna's appearance and his activities. When we hear, Uh, and here in Tattvata, in principle, in Siddhant altogether, in absolute understanding, say. So when we hear that message, the activities, the chivalrous activities Krishna performed, completely spiritual. Who is our authority? Srila Sukdev Goswami, Srila Narad Muni, they describe the activities of Lord Shri Krishna, na? Completely pure. Huh? Krishna is Naistika Brahmachari, na, altogether. So such pure activities when we hear, when we give oral reception in this association of sweet loving devotees, na? So message is throughout the same in this. That is what Krishna also says. Now again we checked on that. No, what that Tushyanti cha ramanti cha madchita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katyantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So in this sweet loving association of devotees, when we bring about this Krishna Katha Srimad Bhagavatam, then we really relish, each of us giving joy to each other, glorifying Krishna, Krishna being the center of our life. So this, when we hear about the pastimes of Krishna, then this ahetuki bhakti, unconditional, unmotivated, this bhakti, itham bhuta gunohari. Now, if we see a bit more, say, what does Vedic literature, the Vedic Sahitya, so spanned out, na? So what so was so spread about? What does they say? Raso vahi sa. This Vedic aphorism, na? Raso vahi sa. That vaisa, he is ras. Now, raso vaisa, rasami evayam labdva आनंदी भवति. रसमी एवायम लब्ध्वा आनंदी भवति. Beautiful. It comes in Tetitraya Upanishad. We see raso vaisa rasami labdvayam eva anandi bhavati. So who is that ras? Krishna, na? Raso vaisa, the source of all pleasure. Atma ramascha munayo. The source of all pleasure for even Atmaram personalities, those who have freed themselves. Such elevated personalities, even they are missing out something. And what are they missing out on this loving relationship with Krishna? So raso vaisa rasami evayam labdva anandi bhavati. So Krishna, who is the source of all pleasure. hmm, Now, when we perform loving devotional service, when we do japa, when we engage ourselves in devotional service, what happens? Anandi bhavati. When we attain labdvana, rasami evayam labdva, anandi bhavati. We never become anand, we become anandi. है ना? Do we want to become peace or we want to experience peace? We want to experience peace. Na? We want to become peaceful, not peace. Do we want to become love or we want to experience love? We want to experience love. Yeah. So, Anandi Bhavati, do we want to become bliss or experience bliss? We want to experience bliss. So, Rasami Evayam Labdva Anandi Bhavati. We experience bliss. We become blissful by experiencing bliss. And where does bliss come from? From Lord Shri Krishna. Raso Vaisa, he is the source of all bliss. Uh, Just like Prabhupada Acharyas gives this, na, you make a pyramid of sugar. Say, make a pyramid of sugar altogether. Now it is pyramid shape, but what it is? Ghana Murti na, of Anand of sugar. So Brahmaji also says the same in his Udgar, in his expression. What? Uh, this, na? Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchid Ananda Vigraha. Krishna is a body, a Vigraha, a personality, a person. But what? Satchid Ananda Vigraha. Satchid Anand. Complete bliss, joy, eternity. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Param Krishna, na? Param. Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. So in this shloka we see that Krishna being the real cause, when it comes about by the blessing of devotees, personalities like Sukhdev Goswami and the Chatur Kumaras, they got shaken up. When they realized, wow, that I have a source, I have a cause, and my cause is Krishna. When that is coming to a hetu ki bhaktim ittam bhuta guno hare. So again, rasa vaisa rasam hi evayam labdva anandi bhavati na. So what Lord Brahma also saying na, that the Satchid Ananda Vigra, Ananda Vigra. So we are what? We are Ananda Vigra Das. We are the Das, we are the sevak of that Ananda Vigra, that personality, na beautiful personality Krishna. One of the names of Mahaprabhu is also Anand Vigraha. So this thing, and when we serve the divine couple in parampara, in Guru parampara, in Anugatya bhav, then we experience this bliss altogether. And we become then bliss personified, yes. Yeah. In spiritual realm, divine, complete spiritual realm. This is the difference, na? Parshad, an associate of Krishna, and we become that parcel. It's not like we become Krishna, we become Krishnas. Yeah. So this shloka, like, so much, why so such a long purport and everything? Because Mahaprabhu Acharyas want us to settle down, that take shelter of Krishna. Do not think that you are the ultimate cause. Do not think that you are the supreme personality of Godhead, and also to help us understand that what is our Swarup, our identity. We do not become God. Such a low aspiration for someone to practice spirituality and wanting to become God. Such a low aspiration. Such a heinous aspiration as well. Hmm. Prabhupada said, ना, अरे भक्ति करके साधना करके भगवान बनेगा. अरे कृष्णा भावना में करो, भगवान का बाप बनो ना, और कंट्रोल करो भगवान को. Prabhupada said like this beautiful, na, that become the father. Take this parental mood and control Krishna in that parental mood. Huh? Take Sakhya mood, control Krishna in Sakhya mood. Dasya mood also, and Madhurya bhav. Hmm? This thing, that is love, in which we give ourselves fully and we control also. This thing. So, and how do we see this Atma Ramascha Mune? Na? So, Anandi Bhavati. Hmm? Ananda Vigrada, Satchidananda Vigraha. So we see this literally. Srimad Bhagavatam helps us understand. Na? Mahaprabhu's teachings, Acharyas help us understand. Srimad Bhagavatam is expressing that what? That the case, we like demonstration or example or some reviews, na, in the sense, okay, what are the reviews, online reviews and all, who benefited, what amazing happened, say, and all. So Bhagavatam itself is giving us this review about for whom? The Chatur Kumaras. Hmm? The sons of four sons of Lord Brahmana, the Chatur Kumaras, they were completely free from material designation. 5-year-old boy, they never bodily their age, they never aged. They never aged. Such pure consciousness they carried, na? Such honesty, such simplicity, in them. No cheating propensity. No cheating. And where did they have any granthi, sansar granthi? No. Eh? This aham mameti for them. No, they did not have any this sansar granthi, na? Of worldly attachment, family entanglement, and all. No. Very pure, gentle souls, 5-year-old boy and all. But see, Bhagavatam gives us this darshan. What happened in their life? What went through them? We see from Srimad Bhagavatam itself, what? Tasya Aravinda Nayanasya Padaravinda. Tasya Aravinda Nayanasya Padaravinda. Kinjal Kamishra Tulasi Makaranda Vayu. अंतर्गत स्वविवरेण चकार तेषां संक्षोभम जुषाम अपि चित्ततन्वो संक्षोभमक्षर जुषाम अपि चित्ततन्वो. See, many of our slokas, if we see, na, this word api comes. And api is such a beautiful thing. It changes the direction, it changes the course altogether. And this is what happened in the life of these Chatur Kumaras. Their course, their direction, and their Krishna Bhakti, their spiritual practice, and all, everything changed complete. So we see this in third canto, chapter 15, text 43, beautiful shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, and this Tasya Nayanasya Aravinda. So this lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, na? Tasya Aravinda Nayanasya Padaravinda. This lotus feet of the Lord Shri Krishna. Kinjalka Mishra Tulasi Makaranda Vayu, on the toes of Kinjalka, no? On the toes of Lord Shri Krishna, Tulasi is offered. Makaranda Vayu. So that fragrance, that Makarand, that Vayu is carrying that fragrance of Tulasi. Tulsi offered. That love, that devotion offered to Krishna. Not in symbol also. Tulasi, that personified say bhakti. That fragrance is being carried out. And where did it go? Antargata swaviverena chakaratesham. It went externally, apparently through air and all, it went into the nostrils of those Chatur Kumaras. But what did it do? It shook them up altogether. Completely shook them up. Completely. Their consciousness, their conviction got shaken up so much. Who were so Brahmavadis, Nirvisheshvadis, all these Mayavadis and all, or they were so much into impersonal this meditation, but their consciousness got completely this shook up altogether. By this tulsi which was offered to Krishna. Sanshobham akshara jusam apichitta tanvo. Apichitta tanvo. Although so much they were attached in impersonal meditation, but that created a revolution in their consciousness altogether. And then we see them what happened to the Chatur Kumaras. They took bhakti in Shanta Bhav, or this Bhav, Shanta Bhav, adopting this mood of Shanta Bhav, and they took Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as the ultimate shelter, ultimate benefactor, and further on. So this is to help us understand that is there a situation, a case? Yes, the Chatur Kumaras, look at them. Huh? They are performing bhakti. And who were these Chatur Kumaras? Are Baba, they were the top in terms of impersonal meditation. They were the top. But what to say, they got shaken up altogether. They got shaken up. No? And furthermore, what do we see in the very life of Srila Sukdev Goswami? Hmm? In his very life, we see na, Sukdev Goswami, once upon a time, he was not willing to come out of the womb of his mother. No, Maya will catch me, Maya will catch me. Apparently, 8 or 12 years he lived in the womb of his mother, not wanting to come out. And as he came out, youthful 16-year-old boy, and straight ran. As he came out, first he is not willing to come out. And he said, no, Maya will catch me. Vyasdev ji prayed. Krishna says, don't worry, my Maya will never catch you, Sukdev Goswami. Okay. So he got assurance. Okay, fine, I come out. And then he didn't stay at home at all. No, straight ran off altogether into forest there. And in forest again in deep meditation. Sukdev Goswami, he was realized souls. Na? So point being, here Atma Ramascha Munayo. Who are Atma Ramas? These realized souls. Realized souls, na, and all, who are free from material calculation and all this thing, material duality. Okay, so they have freed them. Point being, they have freed themselves from matter, but they have not found their absorption in Krishna. They freed themselves from matter, but they've not stuck at the lotus feet of Krishna. And we want to be stuck at the lotus feet of Krishna altogether. So Sukdev Goswami also, he self-realized soul, or complete realized soul and all. But what does Vyasdev ji do? Vyasdev ji, we see na, that okay, how do he wants to mm, imbibe or give out this Krishna consciousness to Sukdev Goswami altogether. Vyasdev wants this. So Vasudev ji, like we understand, he arranges his disciples and all that Itham Bhuta Guno Hari. Na? So to broadcast the qualities of Lord Shri Krishna. And when Sukhdev Goswami heard those qualities of Lord Shri Krishna, he also got shaken up, completely shaken up. This Uddhav Maharaj tells this to Viduram Jina on third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We see this 3 to 23. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigam sayapyayadapi asadvi lebe gatim dhatri uchitam tattvanyam kam va dayalam sharanam brajema. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam. So apparently, like they say, this shloka Sukdev Goswami heard. Yeah, this shloka he heard, not apparently say. This shloka he heard, and from again he heard of the beauty of Krishna and Balram going into the forest, while grazing the cows, going into the forest, returning from forest. So when Sukdev Goswami, predominantly when he heard this thing, the beauty of Krishna and Balaram going into Vrindavan forest, grazing the cows, and also returning, he was shaken up altogether. And when he heard this, what? Aho Bakiyam Stan Kalakutam. Bakina, this demoness. And what Putna? Stan Kalakutam, in her stan, what? Kalakuta, vish, poison, deadly poison. Uh, poison, na? Stanakalakutam, Jigam Saya Pyayadapi Asadvi. Out of envy she is coming, like na, to hurt Krishna, to give pain to Krishna by with this intent to kill Krishna. Such a asadhvina, look, such a sadhu is one who gives protection, na? One who is sheltered, one who gives ashraya, and she's such an asadhvi, such a pretender, such a false guru, such a false personality, such a pseudo spiritual practitioner, such a pseudo like to stab someone from the front is still okay, digestible. Okay, I see he's my enemy coming from the front and stabbing me. But to stab someone from the back, it's even more hard to take on, na? Stab from the back. So Putna came such nicely dressed, gopi dress she put on, tilak and such nicely dressed and all. And what to look after baby Krishna, but what intent? Look, such unfaithful that to kill Krishna, to hurt Krishna in this way. Wow, wow, very dangerous. We are short of times, but another day we can see maybe. So Putna came like this. But what? Look at Krishna. Hmm. Uh, what did Krishna? Lebe gatim dhatri uchitam tatvanyam. Gave him what? The destination, the place of dhatri. Uh, Dhatri, na? We see na, one of the mothers, like carrying mother, this nurse carrying mother, that dhatri, daima, that gati Krishna gave to him. So who can be more this compassionate kind? Kamva dayalam sharanam vrajema. Who can be more such compassionate, kind, and charitable? Say, so taking shelter of Krishna. So when Sukdev Goswami heard this, and furthermore, he was shaken up altogether. Wow. Uh, he was completely shaken up. And Param Puja Radha Govind Maharaj, Srila Radha Govind Maharaj gives beautiful uh, katha, is sublime katha, and Radha Govind Maharaj does. And in this Putna word, specially, again, just to say, Radha Govind Maharaj and Acharyas write in Srimad Bhagavatam in Krishna book, Prabhupada writes, a bit brief though, but Prabhupada writes this, what? That this this pastime when Putna coming and Krishna killing Putna, this pastime as it is happening, what happens? Krishna closes his eyes in the process of before killing Putna and all. Krishna closes his eyes. Now Acharyas give commentaries on why Krishna closes his eyes, or what to close his eyes. Now, very briefly, Krishna closing his eyes as if he's going in the past and he's checking about that. Let me see in past record, has she done any agyat sukriti? Even if there is any agyat sukriti she has done, that I give her a chance, that I don't kill her. Uh, Krishna also going closing his eyes as if he's gone in some yog nidra or some samadhi sort of, that he's doing some tapasya or meditation, that how to now what to do. This Putna has come in Gopi Vesh, in Gopi Vesh, in Gopi Avesh, in Gopi dress, and in that Gopi Avesh, in that mood, in that taking that Gopi mood. So now, and she's Putna. So how do I mitigate this thing? How do I resolve? How do I mitigate? है ना? So he's doing dhyan as if closing his eyes, Krishna, and doing some dhyan, tyag, tapasya, that to find out a result, to find out a samadhan. Krishna knows, na, Satchidananda Vigraha, na, so he knows Chit, na, so he knows that, oh, she's Putna come like this in a demoness form. So now, how do I solve this situation so that Brajvasis don't get affected, my mother and Brajvasis don't panic, and also I do the right thing for Putna. So he closed his eyes and he's thinking in meditation what to resolve, what to do. Also, our Acharya say what? Krishna is closed his eyes and is thinking of Lord Shiva. He is thinking of Lord Shiva and telling Gopeshwar Mahadev, he is telling Lord Shiva is Nilkant, Bhutnath, he is saying what Lord Shiva, she has come to offer what? Milk to me. But that milk is completely tainted or completely colored with poison, है ना? Completely full of poison. So I like milk. Let me take milk, Lord Shiva. Drinking poison is your business. You drink poison. You look after the poison. Huh? So Acharyas give many commentaries like why Krishna closed his eyes. And anyway, point being what? She adopted the gopi mood, say, or this gopi dress, and also at least Krishna is looking for that opportunity. Oh, she valued my gopis and all like that. So uh, Krishna gave him this Dhatri Gati, nurse. Wow, what? Now, can we ever find someone who is in societal sense, someone who even cheats us or something of any small thing, we become so agitated, na? But look here, Krishna not at all agitated. So when Sukdev Goswami and Chatur Kumaras, they heard of this, they were agitated. They got agitated. So this is Krishna consciousness. Hearing the pastimes of Krishna, we should get agitated. It should agitate us. So then, hearing all these pastimes and all lead us to what? Itham bhuta guno hari. When we hear the gun, the qualities of someone, we inevitably, undoubtedly, we fall in love with him. Hmm? So when we hear more and more Krishna Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam, in association of devotees, then we relish further and further. And this is the loop we want to create, wherein we are entering a zone of eternity altogether. Okay, maybe at this point I will take a pause if any thoughts, questions, comments, or reflection. And otherwise, we try to move a bit more. And another we see, like in this chapter, na, one beautiful incident episode happens. What so moving coming to the episode direct, say that Ashwadthāma, the son of Droṇācārya, na? Son of Droṇācārya ji, Ashwadthāma. So what does he do? In his friendship or loyalty with Duryodhan. He's so miffed, he's so hurt, he's so agitated, Ashwadhama, knowing that his father Droṇācārya passed away, and this war coming to an end, Duryodhan is helpless, lying and counting his final breath and all. So Ashwadhama goes to Duryodhan and in his friendship and loyalty tells him that okay, I will take the right revenge. I will bring you the five sons of I will bring you the head of the Pandavas, the five Pandavas. I will bring you the head of them. I will kill them, the Pandavas, and I will give it to you then. So, with this burning rage, passionate burning rage, anger, envy, everything involved, Ashwadhama, he goes to the camp of the Pandavas. Eh? Night time. Night time goes to the camp of the Pandavas. The five sons of Pandavas are actually sleeping, they are taking rest. And where are the Pandavas? On the final day of the battlefield, they are in the battlefield. Hmm? They are in the battlefield with their comrades, soldiers, superintendents, general, majors, army chief officer, and all. Say they are there with their mm, with all the soldiers. They are Pandavas. They are spending the night in the Kurukshetra in the battlefield. And Ashwadhama, he goes into the camp and he goes into the room where the Pandavas normally reside. But this time, who is taking rest there? Who is sleeping? The five sons of Pandavas, they are taking rest, and he in the sleep, mercilessly in their sleep, kills them. He kills them in mercilessly. We see this na in their sleep. He kills them and he takes their head, and then he realizes, oh, I've killed them. Huh? And what does he do? He takes those heads. Okay, well, something has to be done. Now I've done it. Okay, so let me take their heads and let me give it to Duryodhan and let me tell Duryodhan that okay, I've got you the heads of the five Pandavas. So he takes and he brings these heads to Duryodhan, the five heads of the sons of Pandavas. But he tells Duryodhan what? This is the five heads of the Pandavas. They have been killed. You be assured now. You die in peace, rest in peace, or something like that. And Duryodhan, credit should be given to him. He checks the head of those. He was surprised, shocked. Wow, Ashwadhama, how come you did this and all? Or this is like, wow, it's a great achievement or sort of thing. So he checks the head of those five sons, the head, and seeing their head such soft, gentle, and all, he knows that okay, this cannot be the head of Bhima. Of course, this cannot be the head of Bhima, Arjuna, Nakul, Sahadev, Yudhishthir. No, what is this? So then, okay, maybe the sons of Pandavas, not them, maybe the sons of Pandavas. So Duryodhana had this prophecy or benediction. What? That when, how will you pass away? Well, I will pass away when I hear something good and bad at the same time. Hmm. When I hear something, a good news, a good news altogether, and same time a bad news altogether. So when I'm beaten by happiness and distress same time, happiness and distress, I won't be able to handle it, take it, and I will quit my body. Say so that was the thing. So Duryodhan, he was completely injured, but when he heard this good and bad news at the same time, what happened? Swaha. Duryodhan left his body, he passed away. Huh? And Ashwadhama, he was also like, what did I do? L- Tremendous learning teachings in this particular episode, in this particular pastime, see, with this thing happening. And all will take us to one thing only. What? Itham Bhuta Gunohari, or this Kamva Dayalam Sharanam Rajima, taking shelter of Krishna. Appreciating the beauty, the glory of Krishna. Murid ho jana ya mugdh, to become enamored by Krishna altogether. Wow, such a divine, beautiful personality, Krishna, the supreme personality of God, I'd say. Lots of learnings and teachings. What? So Ashwadhama then went. This thing happened, and the Pandavas came to the camp. Draupadi got to know next day morning. Okay, the boys. Well, the body is there. The heads have been severed. Wow, look at her heart. So, and the Pandavas also come to the camp. Draupadi passes this news. Okay, the body is there, but the head's been severed. And who did this? Ashwadhama did this. Hmm. Ashwatthama. Now Arjun takes this vow in real angry mood. He takes this vow. What? Draupadi, to console Draupadi naturally, na, she's weeping, crying all together, and Arjuna takes this vow that whosoever did this, or this Ashwatthama, I'm going to catch him and bring him before sunset, or what he says, na, and I'm going to bring him and I'm going to give him his head to you. Hmm? Until I give you his head, I won't be satisfied. Take this promise, take this vow. And you take bath on his head and like this, yes. And this vow, this promise Arjuna took, and he says, Krishna, get my chariot. We drive, we catch Ashwadhama. Okay, so moving on, they go, they catch Ashwadhama. Now, they're chasing Ashwadhama, they see him and all. And Arjuna finally manages to capture Ashwadhama. Huh? He captures Ashwadhama and he brings him to the camp. Hmm. He ties his hand and everything and brings him to the camp of the Pandavas, in front of Yudhishthir Maharaj, in front of Bhimsen, Nakul, Sahadev, and Draupadi Maharani. Hmm. In front of them, he brings Draupadi. In front of them, he brings Ashwadhama. And now look this. Now the reality is striking a bit more. What is happening now? Reality is striking. The emotions. Look how it's going on. What that in front, Ashwadhama is there, say in the center. On one side, there is Bhimsen and Krishna telling Arjuna that you promised you will kill Ashwadhama. Huh? He is a Adatai, huh? He's a terrorist. He killed your sons mercilessly, children in their sleep. So Shastras say, enjoin, yes, you should kill him. There is no sin. Kill him. And you promised also. So keep your word. You're Kshatriya, keep your word. And on the other side, Draupadi and Yudhishthir Maharaj. Look at the gentleness of Draupadi. What a lady, what a character. Look at her heart. Saying that, like Ashwadhama, na, like lost his father Droṇācārya and his wife became a widow. Now, if she loses Ashwadhama also, then what? She won't have a husband, she won't have a son as well. What will be her state and position? No, I cannot see this pain in another woman going through this. Right now, at least she has her son, na, who is the representative of of her husband. Hmm? So I cannot let have this pain happen upon that lady. Hmm? Huh? And further, what that Brahman, still whatever, he's a Brahman boy. Huh? How can you kill a Brahman boy? So now Draupadi and Yudhishthir Maharaj, they do not want actually Ashwadhama to be killed. And Bhimsen and Krishna, okay, kill Ashwadhama. Now Arjuna is in this tight spot, tight position, na? हाँ? In Hindi they say ना what, इधर गिरे गिरे तो कुआं और उधर गिरे तो खाए. Hmm? On one side there is well, on another side there is this mold, and also दोनों ही तरफ से मरे ही मरे है ना. Both side there is danger only. Hmm? Where do we, and we see this in ourselves. This is a very something valuable teaching for us to take in life, and especially those who are in management. Those who are in management, extremely valuable teaching to take, na? Because in management roles, say, uh, now institution, administration, management role and all, what to do? We have to please temple authorities as well. Please Vaishnavas, we never work in a way where any displeasing to Vaishnavas. So please Vaishnavas, temple authorities and everything. And at the same time, we don't want to upset people. Hmm? Now, such a task, Baba. You don't upset devotees as well, you don't upset people as well. Now, how do you do this? Huh? Mahaprabhu's teachings is what? Hari Name Ruchi, Vaishnav Seva, Jive Doya. Now, how do we tie this all together? Hari Name Ruchi, okay. How do we demonstrate? When we are doing Vaishnav Seva and Jive Daya. Now, it happens now in management. We are trying to do Jiva Daya, but Jiva, he doesn't understand Krishna consciousness. Or the basics, or even if I say the nitty gritties or something, so may feel offended. Oh, why? Look. These Hare Krishnas, there's partiality, there's designation, all such things. Na? So some person may feel a bit offended, and we don't want to offend person also, and we don't want to offend Vaishnavas as well. Now, how do we deal with such situation? Many times, na, what happens? Child, his children, na, say less than 15 and all, playing in the park, or playing video game, Xbox, Y box, whatever, so many box, na, to mess up the head. So playing such games and all with their friends online, or playing in the park. And what to do children now? They are also in between, na. On one side is mother calling for home for dinner or for lunch. Now come home, enough of playing, it's cold or it's hot. Come inside, wash your feet and all, take some rest, or study. On another side, friends. Oh, you didn't come last week also, you went on family function. So on both side pressure. Now one side mother pressure, another side say friend pressure, peer pressure. Now in working life, job and all, one side is like peer pressure, office work, job and all. Another side, another pressure and all. Now another ultimate pressure cooker, say another ultimate pressure, what? Mr. Poor husband. Hmm. Dear Mr. Poor husband, many times it is seen, na, in Vedic culture, in India even now, and even outside of India, even outside of India. What happens to Mr. Dear Poor husband? What? On one side is wife, on another side is mother. भाई कहाँ, इधर जाए तो कुआ, उधर जाए तो खाए, है कि नहीं? On one side is mother, on one side is wife. It happens even in India even now, undeniable, and even outside of India. Even though outside of India, whatever setting, it is undeniable, say, reality, na. So on one side, what happens to poor husband? Sandwich, na. On one side is wife upset, or wife calling, or wife being upset, or mother-in-law said this to me, and another side mother. Now how does husband, what does he do? Sits in the living room watching telly. If he goes in the room, wife is upset. If he goes outside, mother is upset. Where to go? So stay quiet, Papa. Do nothing. Let them. They will somehow work it out and all. This sandwich me. So similar situation, Arjuna. Huh? On one side, Draupadi, Yudhishthir Maharaj. Another side, Krishna and Bhimsen. What to do now? How do we settle? How do we reconcile? So as sadhakas, na, we should really see this one, that in Krishna consciousness, uh, philosophy, culture, and etiquette. These three have to be nicely understood. The philosophy, the culture, and etiquette. Philosophy means what? Ultimately, philosophy means Siddhant. Siddhant. The tenets, the principles, the truth, the absolute truth in Krishna consciousness, Siddhant. Siddhant has to be very, very clear, sir. So, Siddhant, culture, and etiquette, philosophy, culture, and etiquette. The more we are understanding that, the more. Now, in this philosophy, culture, and etiquette, I will leave this as a question, and will of course take, would be very blessed to take feedbacks and encouragements. Hmm. What is the most important? Is philosophy most important, culture most important, or etiquette most important? Vaishnava etiquette we want to follow, na, and this culture of Bhagavad culture also we want to follow, and philosophy also we want to understand. So, of these three, which is the most important? Say? Mm, I will again take a pause. If there are any questions, comments, clarifications, or any additions, then please kindly unmute and can say or share. Now, such is the situation Arjuna is stuck in. He is stuck in between. Na? Problem is always in between only. Problem is always in between. So Arjuna is stuck in between. What do I do? What do I not do? And all. And look, Krishna, such is Krishna, na? He's personally present there as well. He only kind of incited in a way, one can say, instead, oh Arjuna, catch Aśvatthāmā, kill him there and there. Why are you tying his hands and all? Why are you taking him to the camp? You said you will kill him there. Kill him there now. He is in your grip. Take his head. Furthermore, okay, fine, now in the camp, so Krishna and Bhimsen, point being again, Krishna, he will definitely test us. He'll definitely check us, na? That have we got these principles of Krishna consciousness? Are we actually understanding Krishna consciousness? And who is putting to test? To Arjuna, not to Aśvatthāmā or someone else, na? To his pure loving devotee. And with this intent only to glorify his devotee, to make his devotee victorious. See, this is a fact in life, na? One whosoever has come in contact with Krishna has become glorious. Hmm? Has become glorious. Sanjay says, na, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna is eternal Parshadna. Wherever there is Krishna, Krishna Bhakti, one will become moral, pious, glorious, victorious, opulence, everything. Huh? So what does now Arjuna? He finds a solution. He finds a solution. What does he do? He kills Ashwadhama also, and also simultaneously doesn't kill him. He kills and simultaneously doesn't kill him. How? What does he do? He kills, takes off the this money, na, the money, the jewel on the head of Ashwadhama, his shikha, his dishevels him, na, his head, his hair, mustache, and all like that. So, point again, what for a respectable, gentle person? What do they say? There is a saying in English, na, something on this lines. What? Uh, Honor is worse than death or something, huh? Losing honor. Huh? Uh, this so Apman, this insult, he insults Ashwadhama, and that insult becomes his death altogether. So by completely insulting Ashwadhama, he makes Ashwadhama die. Out of that insult, out of that humiliation. And that satisfies Krishna and Bhimsen. Okay, yes, he's so humiliated, mocked about, and will be is continuing to be mocked about, will be continuing say. So that ways, yes, he settles the scores, the account, or the situations. And in this way, he has not killed also Ashwadhamana physically or like that. He has not killed. So Yudhishthir and Draupadi also satisfied. They are also at peace. So this is Krishna Bhakti. When we really understand Krishna Bhakti, na, taking what again the shelter. At that time also Arjuna took shelter, no, of Krishna. Krishna residing as Paramatma, Krishna externally also present. So for us, when we take shelter of Guru and Gaurang, na, we will find resolve in life. We will find solution in life. We will find the pathway in life altogether. Huh? Externally, situations will always be turbulent. Always be turbulent. When we take shelter of Guru and Gaurang, then we understand what Krishna has plan A, B, C, D, E, what not. Beyond Z, Krishna has all the plans. Now, if I include myself in Krishna's plan, then yes, there is always a solution. But if I do not include myself in Krishna's plan, then I will never find a solution. And this is what also uh, um, Atma Ramascha Muniyo. Become Atma Ram, na? Become so much Jnani, Dhyani, Sammani. Uh, there are many spiritual practitioners, and we cannot deny that they are not spiritual practitioners, but they have not taken wholesome shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. No, that is the missing point. That is the missing link and missing thing. Huh? So now, when one takes shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, then it becomes a complete circle altogether. So for us as well, we will find troubles or these situations where our mind decision making is so difficult, will become so difficult. But when we have taken shelter of Guru and Gaurang, we'll find that inspiration. One thing is Paramatma residing in the heart and guiding us. Another, actually even higher, is what? Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, we driven by the mercy, by the shelter, by the instruction of Guru Maharaj. Then when we go externally, things may work out or not work out, but if our intent and our effort and everything, then we will see, yes, internally, when we take shelter and instructions and guidance of Guru Maharaj and go, then we will be further and further purifying ourselves. Krishna will accept that bhav, Krishna will accept that mood altogether. So here in Arjuna, Krishna is demonstrating this principle or teaching how to take further shelter and how to not react and all. uh, like we saw, we should never, when in emotions, when burning with emotions, angry and all, one should not speak. One should not speak. Arjuna, he was high with emotions and he just spoke and rashly gave this vow and promise. Hmm? Now, Arjuna is an eternal associate of Krishna. He is helping us understand the message. That is why he is in Srimad Bhagavatam and we are not in Bhagavatam. No? Hmm? So, now when in anger or heavy with emotions, we should not speak just like that bluntly. And we see now ourselves making such big commitment and making such things and all. And when reality strikes, so the reality is striking, reality will strike. No one has escaped the reality. And what is the ultimate reality strike for us? Death. That is the ultimate reality strike for us. Now, when that reality strikes, how do we cope up? How do we keep up? How do we shape up? How do we prepare ourselves? How much are we planning for that? Yeah. A sadhaka planning for that meaning is meeting for Krishna. How much are we planning for that? Okay, something on these lines. uh, And if there is any questions, comments, or any clarifications or suggestions or corrections, then please kindly come forward and bless us. Also, kindly add.
Prabhuji, I would like to say thank you very much for the enlightened discourse and the explanation of this chapter. The explanation you gave, we hadn't interpreted like that when we read it ourselves, so thank you for that. The concept of the being in the loop that you spoke about, how does one get into the loop? I mean, we'd all want to get into the loop because it sounds so joyful, but how does one get into it?
Yeah, Navvidha Bhakti is the process. Mahaprabhu gave Acharya has given Navvidha Bhakti. Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us Navvidha Bhakti. We see na 7th Canto Prahlad Maharaj introducing into Navvidha Bhakti. So, Navda Bhakti, this Shravanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam and all. So chanting, reading, hearing, associating with devotees. Now this is the process, doing japa and all. And many times we see someone coming into Krishna consciousness. Oh yes, I like Harinam, I like japa and all. But they may distance some from devotees. Or I will be in my room, I will be in my house, and I will do japa. I will be fine. I can find. So yeah, japa is very purifying, undoubtedly. Reading, hearing is purifying and all. But the culmination, we want to come into that loop, na? So how do we come into that loop? When we take association of devotees, and physical association is always better. It's always preferred. Otherwise, also we should be taking association. So when we associate with devotees, that is more sublime, that is helping us come into that loop. So the devotional process, the devotional engagement is there: reading, hearing, chanting, services, and everything, organizing festivals, what not, and all. But even going to job and all, that is also point being authorized, being sanctioned, authorized by Guru, authorized by spiritual master, authorized by Vaishnavas. So when we work in that way, then yes, we are coming in that loop. We are entering into the vicinity, the inner core, the inner chambers of devotees. And furthermore, it should lead to doing good japa and all is good, but then taking deeper association of devotees. And furthermore, what loop? Furthermore, in the loop is Guru Padashraya, taking Guru Padashraya. See, this shloka, this chapter, or throughout, ashraya, है ना? Anandi Bhavati, taking the ashraya of Krishna. So when we take Guru Padashraya, that is like, okay, we are now firmly coming in the loop, in that loop. So taking the initiation, taking initiation, formalizing that relationship, formalizing, yes, I want to become a pure devotee of Krishna. And then when we further take Guru Padashray, further continue practicing Krishna consciousness like this, then we will pray for more and more deeper insights, more and more deeper realization, more and more deeper vision, and to help or assist or fulfill the mission vision of Mahaprabhu. And developing this mood and prayer within ourselves to get direct darshan of Krishna and serve. So like that, when we come more in the loop, है ना, ये यथा माम प्रपद्यन्ते ताम तथैव भजामि हम. So then when we take more and more shelter, then Krishna brings us more and more in that loop. And furthermore, we expand this loop altogether. So this is the process by taking into the practice of Krishna consciousness, following rules and regulations. Vedi Bhakti is good, then but Vedi Bhakti is not all in all. We go for it, we transcend Vedi Bhakti, go to Raganuga Bhakti. That is what we want to attain. Our Acharyas did Raganuga Bhakti, no? We follow in that parampara. For a sadhaka, his mood should be okay, his spiritual master, he should come to this realization. My spiritual master is a Raganuga Bhakt, and coming further into that loop of mercy, inner loop of mercy, like that. So, building our own attitude, our own mood, our understanding when we pray fervently, crying for that mercy, begging for that mercy, doing japa with that mood, attitude, reading, hearing, chanting, associating, and furthermore, uh, then when we develop further mood, Krishna gives more blessing. The Vaishnavas give more blessing and all. If we further develop further refined mood, so when we show on our part, then Krishna also reciprocates on that part, and then it's an eternal loop which keeps on going, eternal loop. And we have to free ourselves when coming into this eternal loop. We have to free ourselves from the concept of time. Extremely important to free ourselves from the concept of time, from the concept of duality, uh, from the concept of material calculation, limitations, all of that. Then we can enter into relish, ruchi, developing ruchi in Krishna consciousness, developing taste, and furthermore becoming attached, developing attachment in Krishna consciousness. Does this somewhat answer your question, Prabhu?
Thank you, Prabhuji. That was very good explanation. Just a simple material analogy comes to mind. I don't know if you might have seen these people who ride the motorbike around this motorbicycle around this drum. They call it the wall of death, where when they go fast enough, they keep going round and round because gravitational force or centrifugal force keeps them going. This loop that you've described seems similar to that. We're at the bottom. We're trying to get the speed up to get onto the wall, but we can't because we keep falling down. And these pure devotees that you speak about, the Raganuga devotees, they manage to get to that speed to continuously spin around that loop.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. Yeah. Very nice. So, this material world definition, na, various definitions of material world. One is this wall of death. Material world is actually this wall of death or this loop, na? In societal, this loop. That motorbike so high speed and all, but where does it stuck in the well? Stuck in the well, not
Yes.
coming out. Not coming out. Different visions, perceptions, but the message will still remain the same. So material world is like this only. Khoda pahad nikli chuya. In Hindi they say this, na. Khoda pahad nikli chuya. You drill a mountain, such a such a hard labor. Huh? You drill a mountain, and what do you get out of it? Oh, a rat came out, nothing else. We drill mountain expecting what? Gold. Gold mountain caves, gold will be dug, gold will be hidden, or some water will come out. And that is this Mayavad philosophy, Mayavad practice. Mahaprabhu is telling Atma Ramascha Muneyo na, that Baba, you are drilling this mountain. This becoming Atma Ram and this impersonal meditation and all this. And Krishna also says na, in Bhagavad Gita 12.5 that it is very difficult. This full of kleshas and very difficult. Na? So this impersonal meditation to become jinn, to become shant and all these things, I'm not this body and all, um, adopts so much and such hard labor, hard struggle and everything. So Khoda Pahad, it's like drilling a mountain. So much of false ego has to be drilled, completely annihilate the false ego. You are such a bad person. So much of drilling has to be done. And what does come out? Nikli chuya. है ना? You drill a mountain, only a rat comes about, no gold. So you drill so much in this impersonal meditation. What do you get? Just tiny bit of. Uh, a drop of a tiny bit of some spiritual satisfaction that you are not materially absorbed. Only that much say. Hmm. Hardly any real tangible sukh. Hardly. We say now that the sansar vishay sukh and swarg vishay sukh, it's a great in contrast, huge difference. Worldly sense pleasure and the heavenly sense pleasure. Tremendous difference. Hmm. Then there is a tremendous difference between heavenly pleasure and what this Brahmananda Sukh. Aham Brahmasmi, Brahma me Anand. This there's a huge difference. Huge difference. But this Brahma Ananda Sukh and Krishna Bhakti Sukh, no comparison, no comparison. Krishna Bhakti is an ocean of Sukh altogether. So this, when we study Srimad Bhagavatam and all, just as Prabhupada said, na, time is the separation. Now just time is sort of separating us, and we continue in this loop. We continue in this loop. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes.
If anyone has got any questions from the previous verses or any doubts, please ask Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, this is not a big question. So it might be it sounds maybe silly question, but like Duryodhan was not happy when Aśvatthāmā got the heads of. Thinking that he got the heads of Pandavas, so he was not happy. That's what mentioned in the purport. But Duryodhana was not happy, and he also scolded Aśvatthāmā for doing such an act. But Duryodhana, throughout his lifetime, he was doing similar acts. So he was trying to attack Pandavas in a very heinous way only all the time. And such kind of Duryodhana, he is showing dissatisfaction when Aśvatthāmā got the heads of Pandavas. How come the difference is there in Duryodhana that time?
Very nice question. Very nice questions. The nitty-gritties of morality is very difficult to understand. We must accept this. We must understand Krishna. Again, Krishna says na, in Bhagavad Gita that this auspicious, inauspicious, or the workings of the morality cannot be understood. So best is what? To surrender to Krishna. Take shelter of Krishna. Then through divine inspiration, this revelation comes about in the heart. So, but still the question like Duryodhan, we see a change in his personality and all. So yeah, Duryodhan is a changing personality, na? He's a changing personality. Some good, some bad, but ultimately boils down to aham mameti, I, me and mine. Hmm. Ultimately towards that only. And he had this, okay, maybe that how come Duryodhana had this kindness that you brought this, but he was so much expecting the sons of the head of the Pandavas that you bring them those heads to me, you bring those heads to me. And Krishna also, na, see, we see na again throughout this Mahabharata. Oh, Krishna, maybe can call him a liar or cheat in a way. He says, "What? I will not take up any arms. I won't take up." But literally, wherever we see what it is Krishna's magic working around. Is it not? Krishna's hands working around. Na? Otherwise, who could have killed Duryodhana also? See, who could have killed Duryodhana? He had this benediction, na, that this he will pass away only when he hears such a news, which is extremely good and extremely bad. And his body, throughout, he had made his body steel. Why? By getting that blessings from his mother, na, Gandhari. Complete body was steel frame, but just the waist parts. that part was not thoroughly steel framed. So Krishna, he gave this indication to Bhimsen na, that Bhimsen, you are trying very hard, but the waist part needs to be checked. That is where the weak link is and all. So that is where Duryodhan will be crushed. So fine, Duryodhan was crushed, still not so much crushed, na, that still not passing away. So when we take shelter of Krishna and this pastime or everything, na, that Krishna, he is actually again paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskitam dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. He is doing the establishment of dharma altogether. And yeah, Duryodhan has also this seemingly soft corner now, okay, with Lord Balaram and all. But again, Duryodhan, Aśvatthāmā, and this, like in a movie, na? In a movie, what do we see? Hero, heroine. Now to bring more excitement and all, villain is also there. Na? Villain comes supporting villain and all this. So for us, okay, no, the demonic mentality has to be checked. The demonic mentality has to be checked. Duryodhana also, na, through this war and later on, he went to the heavenly realms, he attained heavenly realms, heavenly kingdom. Na? So this demonic mentality has to be checked. And now in order to help us understand the demonic mentality and all, so we see Aśvatthāmā, we see Duryodhana in Srimad Bhagavatam. Although Bhagavatam is completely transcendental, it is not within the modes, but point being again, in Braj, in Golok Vrindavan, there is no demonic mentality. Our Acharyas say, na, there is no preaching required in Golok Vrindavan. Oh, everyone is a Shuddha Bhakt. What to preach? Na? There's no demon or there's no killing there. There's no demon. There's no preaching required. So Duryodhan, still he was very much within this I, me, and mine sort of thing. Even it be related to morality, I, me, and mine. And Dhritarashtra personified I, me, and mine all together. So and Krishna, Yogamaya arranging this so that the passing away, the benediction, and this comes to pass. So Yogamaya arranging this thing, this Duryodhan sad and happy at the same time, and giving him some sense of joy, and at the same time he's so unhappy. Why he started with this desire? Na, I want the heads of Pandavas. Nothing less than the heads of Pandavas will satisfy me. Nothing less than the heads of Pandavas. Now Ashwadhama came up with this. So this consolation is not going to help Duryodhan. He wanted the heads of Pandava, and until and unless I get these heads of Pandavas, heads of the sons of Pandava are not going to console me. So Duryodhan became frustrated and says, "Why have you brought these heads of child? These are children, babies. Who kills them also? You fool!" So that morality is still there, but still he couldn't transcend that morality ultimately into loving devotional service. Does this answer your question, bro?
Yeah. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashish Prabhu, for taking the time out from your busy schedule and enlightening us to the knowledge you have. So, as you said, that we don't want to become bliss; we want to experience the bliss. So, I think we are experiencing the bliss from your knowledge. So, we're very grateful to you again. And the point you just made, Prabhu, very nice. Sometimes people do ask the question, why couldn't Krishna save the sons of Pandavas? But again, see the plan of Krishna. We can't understand. Even as a devotee, I couldn't understand. I won't call myself as a devotee. Even after reading all these things, still I couldn't understand why he never saved the son of Pandavas. But now when he explained that he had a benediction, that Duryodhana had a benediction, then when he will hear the stress and distress, then he will leave the body. So this was Krishna's plan to have him this news, and by sacrificing the sons of Pandavas, that could be reason that Duryodhana will leave his body. Otherwise, he was very strong, like you mentioned, that he was very strong. It was not possible for Pandavas to kill. And I remember one, I don't remember exactly, I think it was Ghatotkacha, when the Mahabharata was finished, and somebody asked Ghatotkacha, because, no, not Ghatotkacha, sorry. There was a son of Bhima whose head was chopped by Krishna, and it was placed on a hill. I don't remember. Barbarik, yes, Barbarik. So when the war was finished, and somebody asked him, I think Arjuna, they had a Pandavas having a conversation. He said, "Who was the most powerful among us five?" And he said, "None of you were powerful." He said, "Look, I use my arrows, I use my mace, I use my old swords and everything." But says, "No, it was Krishna's weapon. It was Krishna who was killing everyone."
Yes.
So yes, we can't see these things happening behind our life, that how Krishna is helping us, right? But sometimes we think that it's our actions which are actually predominant, which is our actions which are actually making the things happening. But we do forget that it's the Krishna's plans, how he's in the background, he's doing everything for us. And very nice point you made, Prabhu, when you explained about why Arjuna was, when Aśvatthāmā was caught by Arjuna, and why the Draupadi was saying, spare him, and then Bhima and Krishna was saying, kill him. Because this is the reason why he put the test, because he wanted to glorify his devotees. Such a nice point, Prabhu, when he wanted to glorify his devotees. Because if Arjuna wouldn't have made that decision, then everyone would have said, "Oh, look, he took a revenge." Okay? And then he says that Krishna's devotee never have this quality of taking the revenge.
Yes.
So very true, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So is anybody else has any questions, anything they would like to add on, say? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, very wonderful class, and obviously the Atmaram verse was explained to the satisfaction, because it really holds a lot of importance in this entire pastime. That was really nicely done. When Mahaprabhu explained that, it went for days and nights. So the priority was given to that was really nice to actually have that. Also, I was reading Garg Samhita just to bring for everyone, share if there's something which will be helpful. Duryodhana is an incarnation, partial incarnation of Kali Yuga, mentioned in Garg Samhita. So the Kali Yuga has both good qualities and bad qualities. So good quality is Nam. Kali Yuga is Namadhar, so Nam will actually make us go through with the and the material nature, material modes of nature. And the other one is bad qualities. No, it's filled with bad qualities. We don't need to tell that. So that's really interesting that Duryodhana was actually living the body, but he actually embodied the Kali Yuga things basically. So that's how we see it. Very interesting that no one was unhappy when he was ruling. He was such a political person. So it was, and he thought that he is very political, but he never knew that Krishna is there. No one can actually be more political than Krishna, because he is epitome of everything. So that was very nicely done, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Krishna.
Okay, if we can please pay our gratitude to His Great Ashish Prabhu and say a big Hari Bol to him, so that we can also have his association all the time. So thank you so much, Prabhu, and a big Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much.
I have to just say one point, Prabhuji. Thinking as a continuation of previous session, I missed to introduce Ashish Prabhu in the beginning. So Ashish Prabhu lives in Karna Bhavan in Glasgow. So one day we all can plan and go and meet Ashish Prabhu in live, in person.
Yeah, and Ashish Prabhu, you are most welcome to come to Midlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, bro. Yes.
So please come down so we can serve you here. We can have your association here as well, and we can show you around as well here.
Sure, bro. Yes. We'll plan one day very soon. And yes, all of you, please plan coming to Karuna Bhavan, Shishikora Mayapur Sashi. Temple, beautiful temple in Scotland, Les Mehego. And yeah, we do continue more and more Krishna Katha. See, just this thing, we should be contemplating philosophy, culture, etiquette. We see this coming through, and especially in this incident or event, Aśvatthāmā, Arjun, Krishna, Bhimsen. So we also get so much emotions and things coming about. But the real thing is philosophy, Siddhanta. And the more and more our Siddhant will be clear and all, then only we'll be acting in that culture, in that etiquette. Arjun, Duryodhan also, na, he was acting culturally or etiquette somewhat and all, but his philosophy is Siddhant. Jivere Swarup hai Krishna Nitya Das, na, that basic thing was missing altogether. Hmm? Nitya Dasta of Krishna, Nitya servitorship of Krishna, love and service to Krishna, and furthermore. So the more and more we are Tattva, the Siddhant, the more and more we are enamored or captured by the Tattva and Siddhant, we should be freeing ourselves then from any iota of self-obsession. These Atma Ramas Chamuneyo, there are many Atma Ramas in society we see. They are very self-obsessed. They're someone said na for Gandhi also, what Mahatma Gandhi, what that his detachment became his attachment. Na? There are many sadhus, they are attached to their vairag. Their very detachment becomes their attachment, and that is not Krishna consciousness. We don't want to practice Krishna consciousness in that sense. Na? Our Krishna consciousness, our complete attachment should be towards Krishna, not to my own words, thoughts, desires, or anything of that sort and all. So the more the philosophy, the more the uh, through the tattva, the siddhants, they become clear, we will free ourselves from self-obsession. This self-obsession is lethal, na? Is stopping us from attaining Krishna. And many spiritual practitioners, they are self-obsessed in the sense their understanding of self is the highest self and all. Now in Krishna consciousness, we want to be self-obsessed in the sense obsession has to be there, self has to be there. Huh? But we don't add the two together, self obsession. Rather, the self is obsessed with Krishna. That we want. That we want. And this is what the more and more philosophy or the Siddhant of or the teachings of our Acharyas Mahaprabhu becomes clear, then we will become humble. We will naturally become humble. And the day we become naturally humble, then where is Krishna? Far off. No, no complaints, nothing left then. So thank you, Prabhu, for your kind association and blessings. And kindly keep us blessing. Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare